I rewatched one of my favorite Mads Mikkelsen films the other week, Another Round. Not only is it one of Mikkelsen's best films, but it's also one of director Thomas Vinterberg's best films. Despite having seen it before, I was left speechless after my second watch as I felt what I perceived to be the true meaning of the film just hit me over the head. If you haven't seen it, to give you a quick summary of the film without spoiling too much of the plot details, this movie is about 4 high school teachers who have all reached a rut in their lives and struggle to recapture who they once were and who they want to be. In an attempt to regain either of those things, they start a drinking experiment where they uphold a constant low level of intoxication. Despite being called Another Round and following 4 guys drinking more alcohol, I would argue this movie isn't about drinking or alcohol, at least not at its core. The point is, I think there are layers to this movie, 3 in my eyes, and I want to take some time and cover each one. The first layer is just the entertaining factor. It's just simply a great movie. There's not a single thing about this that I don't love. Mikkelsen's joy is infectious as he plays Martin. All 4 of the guys feel like they've been friends for decades, which in a movie about 4 guys who've been friends for decades, that's a really great thing to have. You cannot watch this movie without wanting to go out and get a drink with your boys. They also make drinking straight vodka look delicious, which in and of itself is a massive achievement. I also love how this movie is not definitive with its ending. Yes, they cause a lot of damage, but they also did a lot of good, and I love that it leaves it rather open-ended. Which leads us to the second layer of the film. This film provides a fantastic critique on drinking, how we consume it, how it affects us, how it wrecks us, and how we should handle that. But as I said above, it interestingly does not give a hard line, so what? It leaves it open-ended for the audience to decide their opinion on drinking and whether or not it is worth the risks that come with it. But I ultimately think the film does not answer this question because that isn't the point of the film. To me, the message of this film deals with something much deeper than drinking. This movie dives deep into the destructive nature that is our inhibitions and losing them to become our best selves, which leads us to our final layer of the film, a map for how to live a better life. As I mentioned, this movie never really gives you a definitive answer as to whether their little experiment worked or didn't. That, I believe, is the point because it resides in the gray. It's not about alcohol, it's about us and our relationship with who we want to be. Alcohol is simply a conduit that opens the door to a conversation we all need to have. What would our life look like without inhibitions? I can speak for myself and say I wouldn't be making this video right now. A different me would have talked myself out of it because I was already too busy. But this YouTube channel came about because I spent some time with myself, thinking about what was important to me, what I love, what I want. Essentially, what would my life look like if I started removing my inhibitions and started living out the life I want? And as simple as it is, I love movies and I love creation. Pair it together and you have videos like this. And I love this. This makes me happy. Both making content like this as well as consuming content like this. And that, to me, is the point of Another Round. It's a call to action, a spotlight for the audience to shine on their life and uncover truths about themselves. Are you happy? Are you Martin? Either way, it's never too late to lose your inhibitions and take the life you want. This movie, at its core, is about life and how we choose to live it. It's about waking up, losing your inhibitions, and regaining your self-confidence and sense of self. That applies to yourself, but also those around you. Don't let people wait for you. Be there for them now. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't seen this film, I would highly recommend checking it out. Hopefully I didn't spoil too much of the story. But if you have seen it, let me know what you think of this movie, and let me know if you think my analysis of it is spot on or totally off base. I'm curious to know what you all think. Don't forget to drop a like on this video as well as subscribe for more content like this. Thanks again for watching, and as always, do your best to enjoy everything.